Hey there, small business rock stars. I'm excited to be back with you for another episode of Small Business Saturdays here. Today's conversation is one I believe that every business owner probably maybe feeling a little bit right now, right? And maybe not every, but if you've ever felt off track, maybe uninspired a little bit, overwhelmed, I know there's a lot of conversation around overwhelm right now. Maybe you've been working in your business nonstop, just grinding away and you're feeling burnt out, but you really haven't had a chance to check in with why you were building it to begin with. And so today I want to change that. This episode here is all about reconnecting, reflecting a little bit, and then recommitting to a business that actually fits you and your life and your values and your energy. So grab your coffee or tea, whatever it is for you, a notebook, and just give yourself a quiet moment here. I'm going to try to get in and get out as quickly as I can for you so you can get back into what you need to do today. But that is going to be our conversation today on Small Business Saturday. So, as my wife would say, let's do this.
Dark days, overwhelmed, trapped in a maze. Small business owner, stress had me in a daze. Every problem piled up, couldn't catch a break. Thought I couldn't make it, my dreams were at stake. But then I found a group that changed my whole perspective. Our success group of a community so effective. We all chasing that dream, sharing struggles and fears. They understood my journey, wiped away my tears. Together we broke through, we rise above. No more feeling stuck, we're fueled by love. Our small business is shining, reaching new heights. With the support of our success group, we're taking flight. The power is strong, the vision so clear. Building our dreams with no more fear. Together we're resilient, unstoppable force. With our success group.
Let's talk some business.
All right, you guys. So, as I said, we're going to reconnect first. And this is all about how do we get back to that place? Let's let go of the overwhelm. Let's let go of that anxiety. And so as we normally do, we're going to break this into our three parts: the plant, the prepare, the pollinate, which comes out of the Fundamentals of Business Success book. And when we start with the plant here, we're going to talk about reconnecting with our reason. And I get it. You guys are probably at that stage where you're like, I've heard enough about my reason, Aaron. I've heard enough about this why thing that you keep talking about, right? But here's the deal. I'm going to keep talking about it. Sorry. Until I get everyone out of overwhelm and burnout. And I know that the root foundation, the reason to do these things that we do each day is our reason, right? And so I want to just maybe, instead of telling you about how to do it or finding it or anything like that, maybe at this point you've actually clarified your reason some more. Maybe you've worked with me. Maybe you're part of the Masters of Success that you're watching this right now. Have you taken a moment to just pause, right? When was that last time that you paused, reconnected with your original reason for starting your business? Why do you do what you do? And I know it's easy to fall into our day-to-day. I get it every day, right? We get up, we have great intentions, and the daily stuff hits, the orders, the invoices, the deadlines, all those things, the accounting, whatever it is that's causing you that overwhelm. But your reason, your why, is the fuel that keeps you going, especially on the hard days. So what I'd like to encourage you to do is just take a moment right now and reflect, right? Do you have your why statement somewhere handy where you can recite it? In the comments, put your reason, put your why statement, your mission, whatever that is, put it in the comments right now. Just by sharing that, that's going to get it into the forefront of your vision. And once you've done that, I want you to then think about your business as a whole and ask yourself this question. Are you building something that energizes you, that's connected to that reason? Or are you just surviving? Are you just doing what other people are telling you to do? Are you just hanging on? And I truly, deeply believe that if you're connected to your reason, it will be something that energizes you constantly, and there's no room for overwhelm. I don't care if you're busy all the time. I'm busy all the time, and I'm not feeling overwhelmed because I know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, and I have my reason. I'm here to cultivate an uncommon mindset in business owners by equipping them with the fundamentals, these things we're talking about right now, so that you can build a fulfilling and goal achieving business. And so, as long as I'm connected to that, all of the quote unquote things that I need to do, that I get to do, right? I get to change it into a get to do thing. And fulfillment's not going to grow from the hustle, the action alone, right? It grows in community, it grows in clarity with why you do what you do. And so, in all of this, right, just start right there. Why did you start this? Write it down, put it somewhere, share it with somebody. That's your compass, right? So that's our plan. That's gonna okay, cool. We got our reason, we got our why. I know I talk about it all the time. It will continue, and because it's so important, it's so crucial to your long-term success. The second phase here is our prepare phase. And really, what we're going to share with you here is just an opportunity to reflect and reframe, change the story. Because now that you've connected with that reason, let's shift our mindset here a little bit. And the first thing that we can do is just celebrate our progress. And when I talk about progress, we're not just talking about results, right? Progress of I hit the goal, I got the new customer, I did the your progress every single moment of every day. You're making progress, whether you know it or not, whether you're intentional about it or not. There are things happening, there are things moving, right? And so you don't need to wait until you hit that goal to celebrate. Did you show up today? Did you interact with a customer? Did you make a hard decisions? Did you finish a system? Did you at least attempt to connect with somebody? That is growth, because when we make those attempts, we start taking those actions, then we get feedback, and that feedback is going to lead to how can I do this better for me? So progress itself, just the actions that you're taking, is the proof that you need that you should celebrate. You're moving forward. Secondly, I'm going to ask you to focus on the big stuff. Right. This is super hard for a lot of people. For whatever reason, it's a superpower of mine to really focus on the bigger picture, the why, the reason, and things like that. But even myself with this superpower, I can get stuck in the weeds, right? What's the social media comparison? Oh my gosh, they're doing this and I'm not, and my things aren't as great, and blah blah blah. And man, sales are slow. This distraction, that distraction, right? We can all get caught in those weeds. And I'm not saying that they're going to go away, and I'm not saying we just need to ignore those things. But what I'm saying is go back to refocus on the bigger things. What's the most important thing? Again, the most important thing for me is to cultivate an uncommon mindset in business owners, right? I boil that down to, if you're falling deeper in love with what you get to do, then I'm doing my job, right? And everything else is going to be a byproduct of that. Obsess over your mission instead of the details. Obsess over the gifts that you're sharing, not the metrics, right? So obsess on the process, the growth, not on did I follow step A through Z, right? So that's number 2, focus on the big stuff. Number 3 is to think about recommitting with honesty, right? If you're watching this live right now, we're just over the mid-year point. July 1st was kind of the mid-year point, I believe. And this is actually the perfect time, right? We've gotten 6 months under our belt. What did the first 6 months look like? What went well? What would I like to improve? And so ask yourself, are you really using the tools and support that you already have? Because honestly, I know that there are tools and support out there for you. If you're struggling and you're not commenting in our Facebook group, right? Here we go. We're going to go to Facebook, osg.link/group. If you're not commenting in there, you're not reaching out, you're not saying, hey, here's where I'm at, then you're not using the tools and the support that are available to you. And guess how much that Facebook group costs? $0. Guess how much reaching out to me and saying, hey, I'm struggling, right? Yes, I'm going to be annoyingly positive. And that's okay, right? Maybe that's what you need, but maybe it's not what you need. But you say, Aaron, I don't need annoyingly positive, but here's where I'm at. Okay, let me give you somebody, right? My wife is a perfect example of that, right? We're opposites in a lot of ways. So if I'm not your cup of tea, Maybe she is. There's plenty of people in the OSG community that I can point you to, right? So if you recommit to this, if you really want this, you're going to have to take an action. And so think about what you want the next 90 days to look like. Not what you think somebody else is telling you to do, not what you saw on TikTok, but what do you want your business to look like in 90 days? What's your ideal scenario that you can foresee in 90 days? And be honest with yourself, because along with that, where do I want my business to look like in 90 days? You also have to be honest with yourself about, what am I going to have to sacrifice? How am I going to get myself to doing this? What are the actions that I'm going to be taking? And that's where clarity lives. It's in that honesty. Yes, we can dream big. Yes, you can do anything that you want to do, 100%. The steps that go along with that are only in your capability, right? And you're the only one that gets to make that decision. And so that's the really cool part about that, right? Is we've got that honesty, but at the same time, we've also got 100% responsibility. So take a look at that. All right. So let me just, again, real quick on the prepare phase. I told you I was going to get in and out today. So I think you guys are going to like this. It's a little bit shorter than normal, but I want to hit some real practical things for ways for you to reconnect to your business like immediately right away. So from the prepare, just a recap here, celebrate progress, not just results. Focus on the big stuff. What's most important, right? Make the most important thing the most important thing. And then third, recommit with honesty. Okay, here's what I want my business to look like in 90 days. I'm committed to taking the actions to get there. And maybe one of those actions is I need to reach out for help. I need to ask for advice. I need to ask for support. Perfect. Make it so. Those tools are available to you. It's right there, osg.link/group. And if you don't want to post into a public group, there's about 400 people in there. Okay, then reach out to me directly. You can find me right there in the group all the time. Just hit message and you will find me. Okay, perfect. Okay. I said, okay, a lot of times there. Let's take a deep breath. All right. The last section here is pollinate. And pollinate in the process, in the cycle, is really about taking action. And so we're going to talk more about that. Take action that aligns with who you are. And so we're going to bring this home and let go of what's no longer serving you. Are you holding on to an old idea? Like, it's got to be this way. I've got to make this offer work. I've got to make this client happy. I believe that X is true. And I'm not saying that X is not true. That's not what I'm implying here. And what I'm saying is, have you questioned it? And like really question it? Not like, yeah, on the surface, it's true. But maybe you're telling yourself that you're not capable. Interesting. Is it true? I would say no. You're the only one that can decide that, though, because you are capable. The fact that you're listening right now means that you're capable, right? You're standing upright, you're breathing. Do what you want to do. You got this. Reach out for help. And the other side of letting go that I think some people struggle with, right? I said an old offer, a draining client, something like that. Letting go does not mean failure, right? There's this thing that you only fail when you quit, right? And so we think letting go is quitting. Not true. Letting go is letting go. It means growth. You're saying there's a better opportunity for me. So I'm not quitting. I'm improving. I'm growing. And then what it does when you start letting go is it creates the space for a version of your business and yourself that's meant for this season. So I can give you my own personal example, right? Once I let go of what our success group should look like or needed to look like based on all the other coaches and stuff out there, all the other people I was comparing it to, was when everything opened up. Now I can share my mission without worrying about it. And it doesn't have to look a certain way, right? I'm in a phase of my career right now, season of my career right now, where I get to work with another company and they saw what I was offering and they said, we want more education like that in our business. And I said, great. Let me take our success group. I'm going to plant it there and I'm going to figure out what's important to me. right? And what's important to me is the mastermind groups, the Masters of Success groups. And so I made an arrangement where let me plant the educational piece inside of what you guys are doing here, but you want to share it with the larger community too. And as long as I can still take care of my responsibilities and the things that I want to do with Masters of Success, we're good. And they were like, we're good. But I had to let go first because then that created the space for me to say, yeah, that's a good thing, right? That's not a failure. That's not me going, oh, I couldn't make our success group work. No, I'm making it work better and I'm getting to more people now. Really cool. All right. So the next thing to think about here is once we let go, right? Now, what are you going to put in that space? It's time to rewrite the story. What are you telling yourself about yourself right now? And if the things that you're saying is I'm behind, I'm not good at this, how about I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm building something on purpose, right? Sometimes being on purpose means slowing down, right? And that could feel like being behind, but you're exactly where you need to be right now. The important part is don't make this where you're at right now. If where you're at right now is not where you want to be, don't make it a campsite. Don't start telling yourself a story about why that this is the place that you're at, because it's not a campsite, it's a launch pad if you rewrite the story, right? And then third in the action side of things here is it is that launch point. This is your turning point. And so you don't need a new tactic. You don't need to like go spend a bunch of money on let me do this or that or the other thing. You need a deeper connection to what matters most, right? So maybe you had a setback. Uh, I will give you an example. I won't go into specifics because this is her story to tell, not mine. But my wife had a setback today. She had something she was working on. She got information back that wasn't what she wanted to hear, right? Now, she's got a decision here at this point, right? She can make that the campsite, woe is me, or she can say, huh, maybe I need to question some things. Maybe I need to understand what matters most. Does that thing really matter? And it's only for her to answer. But the reality is, she can decide either way. There is no wrong answer to whether that's important or not. Right. And so she's not behind. She's not broken. She's not incapable. Right. Same for you. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're not incapable. You are building something. And sometimes we have to have some setbacks for us to learn what we need to learn. And that is actually worth celebrating. Right. So my wife got this news. We're going to celebrate it. We're going to go, great. Now you know something more, right? Now you can dig a little deeper and figure out what's right for you instead of being at the mercy of waiting to hear this information. All right. So with that, I want you to be able to turn all this reflection into a real strategy. And the best way that I know how to do that is by having a business plan. And so I do want to invite you to something special. Just going to be quick here. Don't want to make this a big commercial, but I am hosting a business planning masterclass. You can see it on the video here above me, this side right here. You can also get to it right down here, oursuccessgroup.com/business plan. It's a 2-part experience where we're going to have 2 days of masterclass. And we're going to walk through 5 elements that are, I believe, are important to look at. Not saying you have to. In fact, there's more to it than that. But I want to give you the masterclass. I want to give you a nice foundation to work from. And those are your goals, your people, your marketing, your offer, your numbers, and your systems. And so if you will use the code SBS, and I'm just going to type that into the comments. It literally is those 3 letters. SBS. Oh, is it going to let me send it? Nope. Okay. All right. I'm going to put it in the comments here. SBS. Maybe I can do a banner on the fly, right? You would think that since I'm recording this, but here's the great part. We don't need to. We all make mistakes. We figure things out. There you go. Right down there. SBS. So go to oursuccessgroup.com/business plan, put in the code SBS. That's going to get you into the masterclass for free. And it will also give you a discount on the workshop portion if that's part of something that you're interested in. And so with that being said, Do not do this alone. There's no reason for it. There's so many people around you that are ready to support you. Come share what your next steps are to reconnecting. If you go to the group here, Facebook group, osg.link/group, jump in there. Talk about what you learned from this little quick conversation here, about 20-25 minutes by the time we're said and done here, probably closer to 20. I just want you to know that I am cheering you on every step of the way. Whether you know it or not, these pom-poms are right here. I am ready to shake them with you. And so I would encourage you, just let this be your turning point, and not with pressure, but with purpose. So I just appreciate you guys tuning in here, and I want you to get connected. I would encourage you to reflect and recommit to your business. Use this as your launch pad. So with that being said, I'm going to leave you with a little bit more information about the group, and we will hopefully see you guys in the masterclass on August 5th and 6th. It is recorded, so if you can't make it live, no problem. It will still be available for you. So I'll talk to everybody next week. Thank you.
Hey, business owners, have you lost some of that spark in your business? Or maybe you love what you get to do and you want to share that joy with others. Either way, the Entrepreneur Success Hub is the community you've been looking for. In this group, we believe that every question is worth asking and your voice matters. Whether you're facing challenges or ready to celebrate successes, we've got a space for you to learn, grow, and connect with like-minded entrepreneurs. Join us for weekly video shows like the Rising Tide Talks and Small Business Saturdays. Also, get the latest announcements for our webinars and other educational content, all designed to help you fall in love with your business all over again. Plus, in the group, we've got fun challenges like our Gratitude Challenge and other resources to keep you inspired and focused on what matters most. Plus, you'll be part of a growing community of supportive business owners who understand what you're going through. Get into the group, be engaged. This is your space to ask questions, share experiences, and rediscover the joy of entrepreneurship. Head to osg.link/group and join the Entrepreneur Success Hub today. Together, we'll fall in love with our business and achieve our goals.